I really must say that the best part about this all is having the opportunity to meet and engage with people like you that are sharing stories of success and achievement and sharing in victories. Just further confirming and solidifying the fact, the theory that I knew was true of the possibilities that exist with coming across so many folks recently in the railroad industry, which is amazing, unreal. But this one here takes the cake, folks. I had a young lady reach out to me and she says, I'm a Walmart employee. She goes into a little bit of a detail here, great detail, and says that she's an ex-Target employee as well as an ex-Amazon worker. And she warned me about something that, I have mentioned before on the channel, so you guys may be well aware and you may have seen the videos where we discuss this. But, perhaps maybe this is just a great reminder yet again to let some folks know, some new viewers, some new subscribers about what is to come, okay? And the warning is, it boils down to a stern warning of something that she says we should never do. So basically she's saying, never do this with the money that you make, okay? Now, holiday season is probably gonna be one of those times where this advice is going to probably resonate the loudest with some, especially those that may be on hard times. Perhaps maybe others are a little bit better off. Perhaps maybe come December 25th and some folks start opening some nicely wrapped boxes and presents and gifts only to have smiles and or frowns on their faces. We can talk about that just a little bit. But this person in particular, she actually says that her husband works for CSX, and ironically, her parents are on Social Security and disability. So we got a lot tied in here of topics that we have been discussing on previous videos. And she said that even her parents, even though they're on Social Security and disability government assistance programs, aid programs, she said that they're running side hustles too, just like her. And they asked the question, and they said, well, we're afraid of losing our benefits and our disability checks and our Social Security, like everything that the government is providing for them with food stamps and EBT and like all the programs that many folks of all ages really are possibly relying on, these benefits from the government. Although seeing some minor increases with cost of living adjustments as a result of the higher levels of inflation, are still saying, hey, this is not enough. We need more. What can we do? And everybody's situation is different. Everybody's disability is different. But for some, there are still options out there, which is why it ties into these lazy side hustles so well. It's because really, for the most part, depending on any situation you may have, there's almost ultimately some lazy side hustle opportunity out there that can provide a passive income stream, even for those that perhaps maybe have severe disability. So, but there's always that huge concern, that worry about, I don't want to, they've warned me, the government's warned me, don't make too much money, otherwise you're going to lose your benefits. And she says that her answer, which is similar to mine, and she says, look, I told them, don't worry about making too much money, folks. Cross that bridge when we get there. That would be a good problem to have. And that's the thing. It's like, there's folks out there struggling, trying to get by. And are so worried about this system that they've been locked into, that they've been trapped into, and are looking at it like, well, I don't want to make too much. Well, look, folks, if it were that easy, actually, sometimes it is that easy, but if it were that easy, everybody would do it. But the thing is like, they want you to not try, which is why they warn you about the loss of benefits. But if you don't try, then you'll never know what you're capable of, how much money you could actually make, and then perhaps maybe you make more money than you could have ever brought in through these government aid and Social Security and SSA and SSI and SSDI and PEBT and EBT and food stamps, like all these combined, you'll make tenfold. And then it's like, wow, it's a moot point. Then it's like, look, I'm making more money. My earning potential has increased, so I can continuously make more money. These have become passive income streams. So it's almost like getting a check from the government, like the checks are coming, folks. And with that being said, you still have a surplus in excess to afford the benefits, the healthcare, the dental, and the prescriptions and all that stuff. So it's one of those things. It's like, let's cross that bridge when we get to it, instead of never even trying to approach it because we're afraid that we're gonna earn our way out of the program. But if you earn your way out of the program, well, guess what? You're on a great track. You're on a great track. Like I said, make $1, you make $2. You make $2, you make $4. You know, that's once you figure out how to do it, then you just keep doing it. But she said that she found my channel from the Railroad Updates and immediately subscribed and stayed for all the valuable and educational content and new updates, especially when she heard about the free stocks from Moomoo, which, you know, I've shared that with you guys before. Free stock with Moomoo is a great offer right now that's running until, I think it runs until, it says, yeah, January 15th. And literally, folks, you sign up, you get a free stock with Moomoo. And there's a link in the description if you want to sign up. But if you sign up, you get a free stock with Moomoo. You see that? It's like you get a free stock. You deposit $100. I'm not saying buy $100 worth of stocks. You deposit $100, you get 9 more free stocks. And then if you deposit $1,000, you get 10 more free stocks. So if you signed up with Moomoo and you got $1,000 to put in the account, you would still have $1,000 and you would immediately have 20 free stocks and be entered into the 60K sweepstakes. I mean, like I said, this is what makes this so much fun and so exciting, is connecting with people out there doing these things, proving like, yes, this can be done. This is possible. We are capable. I love it. But you know, when she said, she's like, when I heard about that, I just had to jump on it. She mentioned that she's always been good with money. I don't think that this was alluding to always having a lot of money, just always being good with it, budgeting, saving, spending wisely, paying attention, hustling, grinding, passive income, side hustles, good with money that way. Says she's always had side hustles and passive income streams since like a young age, since she can always remember. Her and her husband have always been grinding, just so that, you know, I think the thought process was, let's just grind as hard as we can, make as much as we can so that we can retire early, which I think is probably a great idea, especially now with the way that the whole railroad worker union paid sick leave, sick time off, and just the quality of life there has just diminished drastically. But, you know, not a bad plan to have, okay? She said she actually used her stimulus check. I'm sorry, stimulus checks. So that, you know, when the checks were being cut, when the stimulus checks were coming, when Trump released the stimulus checks, Biden released some checks, she said that she used these stimulus checks to pay down debt and pay off debt and invest. Folks, I thought I was dreaming when I read this. I thought I was dreaming, and it's like literally smart move after smart move after smart move after smart move. I love it. I love it. And I want so many more and so many other people to take advantage of these opportunities when they present themselves. And hearing stories like these, like, they really light me up, okay? They really fire me up and get me excited, because it just further proves what is possible when you start thinking, when you start teaching yourself and agreeing with the idea that you are in control of how you think, versus only getting stuck into the trap, into this vortex of what to think. She said, she says, when she heard about these free stocks with Moomoo, she's like, I had to jump on it. I had to get this free money, free stocks. She's like, at the time, the pandemic, with the stimulus checks, folks were talking about Webull. I think Webull was a popular one. And, so she capitalized on that opportunity for these free stocks, and said that she has seen some gains in these stocks over time, which is really cool. And when she heard about Moomoo, she's like, yo, if there's no limitation, I'm gonna go get some more free stocks. So she was very appreciative that I shared that link with her. And she said she gotta go get this money. But she did mention, that her husband worked for CSX, what actually made me remember that I had this story, this headline that I wanted to share with you guys about that. Possibly some positive news coming out of the railroads with CSX revamping its attendance policy. So it says that CSX revamps attendance policy as railroad unions push back on sick time. Now, it says that rail operator CSX Corp is changing its workforce attendance policy for unexpected short-term medical absences next year, 2023, after U.S. railroad sick time policies became a flashpoint in national labor talks. CSX is among the railroads that used so-called points-based attendance policies to reduce unplanned absences. Under the long-established policies, workers were penalized with points for unscheduled absences and risk being suspended or fired. So, from my understanding, and I actually asked for a little bit of a follow-up and clarification from her or her husband, since he does work for CSX, just, if they had any additional information on it. But basically, what it boiled down to was that CSX was basically putting themselves in a position to eliminate the negative points deduction for these emergencies. Granted, it doesn't automatically translate to paid sick time off. It doesn't translate to paid sick time off, but at least it wouldn't be such of a negative strike against the employee, the worker, for having to tend to these emergencies that would require them to be off of work. Now, obviously, they would lose money by not being on the clock, but at least they wouldn't put themselves at risk of being fired or negatively impacted or reprimanded by the company for having to go to the doctor or the dentist or the emergency room or anything like that, or a funeral or anything. So, that's a plus. But for folks out there that aren't quite in the same situation as this couple is, then you got to look at it like, well, it's all fine and good, but we're not making any money when we're not on the clock, when we're not on the rail, when we're not on the train, which is why budgeting, saving, investing, side hustles, passive income, building businesses, multiple diverse streams of income are so important, so that you're not just stuck and trapped, where it's like, all right, I can take a sick day off without losing my job, but I won't make any money that day, so I can't take the sick day off. And this is how you can supplement your income in different ways and create that breathing room that so many people desperately are looking for right now. I know, but this is all just the tip of the iceberg, because ironically, she had warned myself, she warned me, which I'm now sharing with you guys to warn everyone else of a terrible mistake that could be made with the money that you make from these lazy side hustles, okay? When you're out there taking advantage of these side hustle opportunities, these simple, easy, lazy side hustle opportunities, there's a tragic mistake that can be made. Tragic mistake that can be made. And she actually attested to this and warned me, which is something I already knew, but I felt as though I needed to bring it to you guys and make sure I clarified this and articulated this properly. And it's basically just never do this with the money that you make. Never do this with the money you make from your lazy side hustles, because there's some people out there that they're not of the same mindset. So, like I said, when Christmas time rolls around and they're opening up these gifts and these presents and these wrap boxes and things like that you went out of your way to think of them and get them something for the holidays and just show your love and appreciation, and they then kind of turn their nose up at it and be like, why'd you do that? Why'd you get me that? Or how come I didn't get this or that and the other? And these are the folks that when they know what you're capable of, when they know what you're doing, when they know that you're making money with these side hustles, when they know that you're making money with these easy, lazy side hustles and these passive income streams, and they're going to sit there and judge your financial situation, which more than likely is probably going to be a really good financial situation because you're working hard to create diverse income streams and build out your net worth in a respectable portfolio, or investing, starting small businesses, and continuously grinding and hustling, which allows you to be in a position to even consider buying gifts for people. And they'll look at it and say, well, you make so much money, how come you didn't give me more? How come you didn't buy me more? How come you didn't do this, that, and the other? And I ain't gonna lie, the richest people I know stay rich because they don't be wasting their money like that. You see what I'm saying? A gift from them could be their time, versus an Apple Watch or an iPad or whatever gift people want today, hoverboard or whatever it is. I don't even know what it is this season. But that's the thing. The broke people look at it like, the broke haters are going to look at it like, oh, you should be buying me more because you got so much money. And then the rich, smart, intelligent, wealthy folks are looking at it like, you should be grateful I gave you anything, and I'm gonna stay this way because I don't be wasting my money like that. So if you let the people know what you're capable of with these, I'm not saying don't take advantage of these lazy side hustles and passive income opportunities. I'm not saying don't take advantage of these free stocks. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is you got to be careful with what you tell people, especially within your circle and your friends, these fake friends and family, especially around the holiday season, especially with the job market being the way that it is at risk, especially with inflation, especially with a recession, especially with the moves that the Fed is going to make. Folks, go get it, okay? Go get it. Stay on your grind. Get that money. Be smart. Be wise. Budget. Save money, invest, build businesses, fix your credit. Just put yourself and your family in the best position possible, but keep it to yourself. Now, at the same time, if there's somebody out there that you're saying, hey, I want to put these people on because I feel like this would be a great opportunity for them in their lives, by all means, please share these opportunities with so many people, but it would be best not to introduce them and let them know how much money you make, because that can change a relationship like that, like in a heartbeat. So that's just my words for you. Look, you take it however you want it, but at the end of the day, it comes down to you got to make the money to even be in that situation with these lazy side hustles. And folks, with these lazy side hustles, the checks are coming. The checks are coming. They may not be physical checks, which some folks do physical checks, some do bank wire transfers, some do PayPal, some do, I had even one person offer me Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, some do direct deposits. There's a variety of different ways that you can receive compensation, but you got to make the money first to have it coming, okay? So we're going back and forth in the emails and, just chatting it up and, having a good time, asking questions, just having the opportunity to have this discussion and this conversation with like-minded people executing on the same things that I'm telling you guys about on a regular basis, and winning from it and seeing results from the effort and work that they put in. So, we're talking, I'm like, yo, so how'd you do it? She's like, yo, I was jumping on Amazon low content books. I was getting on the Amazon merch, which, I happened to mention this morning in a video that I put up this morning or yesterday, depending on whatever time I post this video. And she said that she's doing the affiliate marketing, and also mentioned she's looking to get into copywriting and copywriting services. So I'm like, wow, this is amazing, because these are all the simple, lazy side hustles. And it's not all of them. Like, there's more out there. But she's really hitting these hard and jumping on them with, like, low content books, folks. Check this out. Low content books can be as simple as literally a book with blank pages inside of it. I know a guy making good money with very little effort, very little energy in low content books, this lazy side hustle that he's selling on Amazon by making books with blank pages inside. That don't even make any sense. It doesn't even make any sense. It's crazy what the opportunities are out there. And the Amazon merch, like we talked about that earlier, the copywriting services, which is a big deal. Copywriting is a big deal, whether it's for blogs and websites or social media accounts or even YouTube content creators. So if anybody out there is interested in learning about copywriting and how they can use this, folks, copywriters typically on average make about $85 to $95 an hour. $85 to $95 an hour. You see what I'm saying? Whew. You see what I'm saying? $85 to $95 an hour copywriting. So guess what? If you could do that for 8 hours a day, shoot, you could be almost at $800 a day. And multiple clients. Shoot, you could be pulling in 15 grand a month. Easy. Easy copywriting, which is of a huge need. Huge need. She mentioned affiliate marketing, which is amazing, because I'm like, all right, well, if you're doing affiliate marketing, well, how are you getting the clicks? How are you getting the eyes, the views, the traffic to get the clicks? Because the cool thing about affiliate marketing is it doesn't even come down to closing a sale or converting on the click. It's just, you got to get the click. The click pays. The click pays you. Every time somebody clicks on the link, it pays you. And I'm like, well, how are you doing it? You got a YouTube channel? You got big? She's like, no. Only using regular social media accounts, personal social media accounts, and word of mouth. I'm like, how is this even possible? She goes, look, check this out. She said that she grabbed, it's a business card. She gets a business card. She's got she didn't have a lot of them, just a couple cards with a QR tag on it, right? And pretty much anywhere she goes and everybody she meets has this QR tag on it. And she talks to them and she gets them to scan the QR tag with their camera on their phone, and immediately pulls up all of her links. It immediately brings up her contact information, all of her links, and is pointing people in different directions of affiliate marketing that she's gonna earn commissions and profit on these clicks. It's amazing. Like, she took the simplest idea of these lazy side hustles and tailored it and catered it in a way that would work out best for her, only to have gotten to this point today to realize, I'm glad I did this when I did it. I'm glad I did it when I did it. I'm glad that, now we are where we are, and all of this is put in motion because she still works at Walmart. She still works at Walmart. So she's still got the steady income coming in. She's still got the steady income coming in. Her husband works at CSX. They got dual income households. They got side hustle, passive income streams coming in. She warned though, don't tell your friends, don't tell your family. Some of the word gets out at Walmart with the co-workers. Some of the word gets out with the family about what's going on, and they realize that you are actually doing really well in comparison, in consideration, despite wearing the blue vest, despite how much you make per hour or minimum wage or what department you're in or how much they make in comparison, despite the car you drive or any of that stuff. She's like, don't let them know. Don't let them know. 10 times out of 10, it only ends up in a bad situation where people then change their opinion about you. They hate on you. They want something from you for free. 0.00001% is that chance where someone says, wow, good for you. I'm happy for you. And, or, that is great. Can you teach me? But odds are, most of the time, majority of the time, it ends up in a bad situation, and relationships get burned, Friendships are toast, they're lost. People that, all of a sudden, with the flip of a switch overnight, they look at you different, and, they don't like you anymore. Maybe they never liked you. Odds are they probably did, and they still do. But what it boils down to is it's just a reflection of themselves, where they're basically saying that they don't like themselves. And it's not a personal thing, but it's a mental thing, because they're afraid to go try, okay? And also perhaps maybe they don't know how to do it, and they're afraid to ask for help and ask for assistance and ask for, that alley-oop. Look, it ain't a handout. This money ain't gonna make itself. The stimulus check is one thing, or stimulus checks coming in, that's one thing. Those checks coming, probably never coming again. But for the most part, that was just a smart move when she got those checks, to use them to pay off debt and invest. That was just a smart move. But for the most part, it's like, even if I tell you every single lazy side hustle out there, every opportunity, every way, every one of my multiple passive income streams, because I added them up the other day, I think I'm at like 14 income streams. Even if I told you exactly, you still gotta do it. It doesn't just because you know it doesn't mean that it automatically makes you money. But these are also, some of the people who are worried about, well, it'll probably never work, or, I don't want to lose my benefits because if I make too much money. Coming from someone who does it on a regular basis and really works hard at it, granted, however many hours I put in now, minor in comparison to how many hours I put in it before to get all these things going, to create the network that I have, to build these relationships and make these connections, and ultimately solidify my income no matter what, no matter where I am. It takes work, and it didn't do it on its own. But I'm so glad that I did do it when I did, so that now I'm in a position now to really just further scale it to a higher level, greater level, while being able to bring this information to you guys and teach you folks if you're interested. I'm going to continue to make these videos. I'm going to continue to bring you plenty of lazy side hustle, passive income stream opportunities. I'll bring you news updates. I'll keep you informed with the railroads, with the companies, the stocks, investments, the inflation, the interest rates, the job market, diesel, gas prices and availability, inventory levels, all of that, because all of it ties in and plays a part in our economy and our ability to afford life's basic necessities, while also aligning ourselves with what's going on in macroeconomics as a whole, that will put us in a position to better succeed in the financial journeys and paths that we're on, plain and simple. But the simple fact of the matter is if you do it, if you do it, don't tell your friends and your family that you're over here pulling in money on the side, because they're gonna look at you different, talking about, where's my cut, where's my piece? And you're like, well, what'd you do? You tell them you show them how you do it, odds are they won't do it. They'll just be mad that you ain't giving none. You see what I'm saying? So keep that between you and me, okay? Keep that on the low, but at the same time, if there's anything you guys want to know more about, just drop a comment down below, let me know. As always, you're willing to come on over and join the network, because we're going into this stuff on a daily basis. And I got so many more updates to bring you guys that I'm trying to get them out to you as quickly as possible, because they're piling up, and it's more and more and more every single day. And 2023 is going to be a crazy year, because I'm getting some really good feedback and insider intel pumped in about the direction that the economy is going and that businesses are going, and how to align properly with them. Not only the businesses, but with some sound, solid investment opportunities that are literally going to make people really, really, at least give people the opportunity to increase their wealth of a substantial amount, if they're smart, if they're paying attention, and if they're taking action, folks. So I want that to be you, because I want you to come back and reach out to me and hit me up and send me an email or whatever it may be, and say, Kevin, yo, thanks you. I added this to my repertoire. I added this to my already growing list of small businesses and lazy side hustles and passive income streams, and it helped out tremendously, and we can't thank you enough for it. That's what I want to hear, folks. Please grant that wish for me.